There ain't nothing I can't do, no sky too high, no sea too rough. Learned a lot of lessons in my life. Never shoot a large caliber man with a small caliber bullet. Anything in life worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation's for cowards. I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, I'm a UDT Navy SEAL diver.
To start with, I'd like to ask you how you came about the story of Lone Survivor.
I was filming a movie called Hancock. I was on the set just working away. Will Smith was there. It was a fun superhero movie. And somebody came to me and said, this book is just getting ready to come out. It's called Lone Survivor. It's this incredible story. These Navy SEALs have got into a horrible gunfight in Afghanistan. And it's just really intense and heartbreaking and has some very emotional twists in it. And I was like, well, it sounds great, but I can't read it, I'm working. And my partner, Sarah Aubrey, said, no, you gotta read it. I said, well, I can't. She said, you gotta read it, and you have to read it now. And on my lunch break, I took it into my trailer and I started reading it. I thought I'd read 20 pages, and I ended up literally locking the door and reading just about all of it, maybe everything but the last 20 pages. And by then they were pounding on my door to get me out of there. And I'm like, holy, I gotta make this film. And I found out that Marcus was out in LA interviewing directors, and he'd interviewed a bunch of them, and I just raised my hand and asked if I could have my day in court with him and plead my case. He said, yep, and I met with him and he gave me the film.
Our job is to stop Shaw. Why do these men have the right to dictate how we do our job?
Rules of engagement says we cannot touch them.
I understand. And I don't care. I care about you. I care about you. I care about you. I care about you.
We can't do
Look
anything
at that
to
soldier.
them. They are unarmed prisoners.
This is not a vote.
So no shying away from the pressure of having to tell that important story.
No, I didn't really think about that then, though. I mean, the pressure, the idea that this was real and there were 19 soldiers killed, and all of these soldiers had moms and dads, and many had children and wives and brothers, and that there would come a time if I made this film when I would be sitting in a movie theater with these family members, and that the lights would come up and Danny Dietz, who's one of the soldiers that was killed, his mom, Cindy Dietz, would be there and she'd look me right in the eye. And I would know very quickly whether she felt as though I had done her son justice. I didn't really think about the fact that there was a giant Navy SEAL community of thousands of Navy SEALs or ex-SEALs who were all going to watch the film. And I would deal with them, and they would very honestly let me know whether they thought we'd done a good job. That came later, that pressure. And as the film got closer to coming out, and the more time I spent with the SEALs and the family members, the more I realized that day would come. And that day did come, and it was a great feeling to have Danny Dietz's mom hug me after that movie and thank me and look me in the eye and say, yes, that you got this right.
There's a storm inside of us. A drive. You push yourself further than anyone could think possible.
You can die for your country, I'm gonna live for mine.
What has the audience reaction then been? And have you watched them watching the scene
the
going,
fight? Yes.
oh God.
Yes, a lot of covering the face, a lot of screaming. My favorite moment ever was in an early test screening. They jump off these cliffs, and Luttrell describes it so brutally, how they would just bounce off of these rocks, and they were breaking knees and legs, and Marcus broke his back and bit his tongue in half, and all this horrible, horrible stuff. And the second fall, we were showing it to a test audience. Luttrell hits the rock really hard, and he looks up, and there's a rattlesnake right by his face. And some man in the audience just screamed, "Oh man, come on, we don't need this right now." And the audience just started roaring. And that was my favorite reaction. I mean, clearly the audience is on that mountain with them.
You are never out of the fight.
Just for one day.